it live this time.
Yes, you are.
Live.
Live.
Just went to the welcome screen. You see that?
I'm waiting on the 16-second delay. Yes.
Is Brian here?
Brian?
Yeah, the security guy.
Not yet. Running on YouTube. Facebook at the moment is jammed. How about that?
What do you mean?
Um,
Facebook is having an issue, or we're having an issue?
the image is there, but when you click on the arrow, it doesn't respond. But that may be my computer. So let's see. So we're mostly there. This is good. I don't want to hear from people and say, I was so interested in your program.
Did someone say that? Did someone say that? But you just said that you know that that's what was.
That's right. And there have been a few people who said, I can't hear.
Oh, well, I remember that you did have an audio there.
So,
But I gotta figure out what's going on.
by the way, I mean, turned off the mic, so let's see.
I might turn them off. So we got the original.
that the way it goes now? I mean, you know, you have. Okay. Well, thank you for figuring out that you need to stay in the app.
But I'm gonna keep working on that, because it should be that way.
Well, are
Like,
there?
I should get that, I don't get that option of those two boxes, right, where it says browser or, I don't get that, it just goes right.
So, I suppose, okay, what would you lose by not having the browser?
I don't think anything. Or actually, I don't know.
Well, that's my guess too, but I just thought I'd
And then,
ask.
I don't know if it's a newer thing, but it forces me to the app almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm trying to do it in the browser, like it opened the meeting in the browser, it let the WebEx in to the browser, and it went live and everything worked. It just wouldn't give me the 3 dot streaming
There
option.
you go.
Okay?
Well, that's important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives me a truncated menu when I'm in that browser. Right here. And this thing, like, I just took that and screenshot it, saved it, and that's what I posted on my,
Oh, on your Facebook?
yeah.
Cool. Cool.
And instead of duplicating too much work with that.
Well, but I could have sent you, I should have sent you a JPEG, which I will.
Well,
in the future.
actually, the PowerPoint, because if it's gonna slide,
Yeah, well, that's true.
then the PowerPoint is gonna seem to work.
Yeah, okay.
And have that motion, but I like motion. I think it's important.
Well, I'm so delighted, Mr. Grillo, that I don't have to call Donnie Trump in here to fire you.
For what? For not getting this up?
You remember what I said? You don't get it up by 10 of 8, I'm gonna fire you.
Oh, yeah, so we still got some time. Hopefully it doesn't go down in the next 25 minutes.
Well, that would be nice too. That would be nice, yes. I'll take that one. I'll take that risk rather than the other. Yeah.
How do we find that lecture? Where, who's the woman that works with Steve? I mean, with, Gary?
I can't remember her name. But maybe I'll go see if she's in the building. you help me for a minute?
You found it?
Yeah.
Where was it?
In a basement, big room full of filtered pills. Found the lectern and brought it upstairs. It was in the basement, big room. Thanks so much. No need to call.
All right, is this good? But do they need to be back this way?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Laura will do whatever she wants with it.
Okay, yeah.
Just give him a mic.
Microphone ones, these bugs are everywhere today.
Okay.
Guys just moving the chairs around on the Titanic. This president of ours. I just saw that our new ambassador to Jamaica is the former head of Radio USA, that Carrie Lakewood. He gets fired and just shows them somewhere else, like they don't leave.
Burned at the stake
Well,
probably
that's
when
because
she
he
gets
can't.
there.
That's because he can't get anybody. No one's gonna go work for that guy. That's got any kind of sense or confidence. You know.
I'm sorry, but
I said that's because he can't find anyone.
nobody wants to go.
Yeah, if they got sense or confidence, they're not going to work for him. He can't even replace, like, no one's still getting a paycheck. So he's bonding. What are they? Yeah, I mean, thank God they're not doing it, but they should be getting paid. They should be getting paid.
I guess that will be the last court martial, but
He'll be the last or the next.
no. He'll keep dancing.
Oh, man.
He'll keep it.
I don't even know how, he's not very good.
Yeah.
None of them are.
Okay. So how are the presets doing?
That's true.
I would suggest you not only focus on the face and the lectern, but a second wider shot. If somebody, if there are 2 or 3 right there at the same time. And then the key question is to preset every piece of the participant space. And I don't know whether we're gonna be able to do that or not, but that would be nice to. Ryan's reaction. I said I found it in the basement. He said, everything's in the basement.
Hello.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you back in here?
Thank you.
You're here for laughs, aren't you?
Always.
Always. Well, you're gonna have quite a few today.
Oh, yeah. That was gonna be should have brought some popcorn.
Oh, hey, there you go. Who's running the pool?
Right.
Okay, well, let me go get the coffee stuff.
How are you doing, Cameron?
Good morning.
How's everything?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. How you doing?
Doing well, hope you are.
Doing great, doing great.
Good morning.
Good morning. I see you're tired already.
We're tired. No, I'm tired.
I'm not tired.
No, I feel tired. I don't know. You don't
say
look
that to
tired.
me.
I know.
You worked all weekend, I know you did.
You gotta do what a girl gotta do.
Yeah, what a girl does.
Let me ask you this. Do you think we need to let them sit over there? Let them sit right here?
I would suggest you just let them sit wherever they want to sit. They're big girls and big boys.
And we just have to.
And just call them up one at a time.
All righty.
All right.
Morning, Nicole.
Hey, darling. How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Hey. Doing good. Ooh. Never. Can never have you. I can't wait till Thomas get here. He's gonna be here, right?
I hope so. I haven't heard from him yet.
Let me tell you something. My sister-in-law, she crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Anyway, her birthday is today. So we were with her this weekend. And she started talking about, when she was growing up. And she said, and this is this guy named Thomas Moore. I was in love with him. And he would walk in, she said, he would walk past me. And I always tried to dress up for him. I said, Thomas Moore, the Thomas Moore. She said, yeah. I said, I see him every Tuesday. I said, he's at Tuesday 4. She said, you kidding? What she said?
I'm gonna start coming.
She said, she says, he's married. I said, no, I don't think he's married, but he's nice as he can be, I said, but Maurice and we were separated, but anyway, we've been together. Dax is 46, so we've been doing this since we never really talked about it. She moved to Charlotte probably about 6 years ago, back to Charlotte. But I've been around her, and it was just ironic the other night when we were talking, and she was talking about this guy named Thomas Moore. She said, oh, he was so cute. I used to watch him and I used to try to get his attention,
Shay knows we're trying to recruit people so that can't.
Great, that would work. There's some money on that one.
What? I might try to do it. She is doing substitute teaching in Gaston. She is 70. Today she would be probably 70. She'll be 78. 78, 77, 78. Yeah, she'll be 78 today. But she takes really good care of herself. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, hope you are.
I can't complain.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I could, but who would listen? Those outlets would listen.
You wanted to wear a gray shirt, and all you could find was this one black. I'll mix all the colors together.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not good at names.
I like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like when them shares that role.
And I'm only making it.
Gotta work out.
Set up a presenter's table.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I know.
That's how we try to
I keep trying to say something same like several times. I also joked with myself that apparently the maximum, even if you stretch your brain, is about 1,200 names. And so after that point, your brain just starts, And you get there pretty quick, actually, as many people as we meet around here. Just think about it.
Okay. Just talk about it. Did you bring something?
Right.
People a minute while I need to.
Right, But if you haven't talked to somebody in a long time,
And Sade is bringing from Florida.
Okay.
Okay, second on Tuesday. And
charger keychains, there was no camera. I did it now for it.
Yeah, my name is Laurie, and that's everywhere. But you know what, it was ironic. I go get my hair done, and it's a shop. And they said something, the worker said, Mary, they pointed at me. I said, what's your name?
Good morning.
I'm talking about you.
Good morning.
I said, okay. Yeah, that's a, Mary and Laura, old name.
Wait a minute. Larry, I'm just new.
The topic I would like to see one talk. I don't know, you know how we got a lot of retired and pro athletes, male or
He mentioned
female.
that today.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My kid.
Yeah, I did transition from program over to civilian.
So you can
I think it'll be interesting.
go
Well, I
after
do
people on that wall.
Oh, yeah, like Museum Muhammad, Thomas Davis. I'm not,
And,
that's just how everything
yeah,
is.
so that, something,
I guess contact.
oh, absolutely. You get one or two of them, they'll be the best stuff. So that,
Okay, good.
and that's.
Most of them want to think.
Whenever you're in
I
school.
don't know, I'm just asking.
PTZ, like, PTZ.
We're all three here.
Okay, that's what I know.
And, but, you know, we.
Hey, darling. Oh, good, how about you?
Yes, it's great. Yeah.
Keith was bragging about you.
Oh, I got Keith, man. That's my man. That's my man. It's funny how things come full circle.
Good morning, Mom.
I'm alive.
Good, okay, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Because I was thinking about that.
Look, that- you got
I
here
thought you
before
were gonna
me.
hit me. So
You
look,
got here before me.
just give me, because it ain't gotta be anything that's like real formal, because I actually even missed the rock people at archive.
Cool, I just started.
Yeah,
Let's do that. And then, you know what, a lot of these people are gonna be around, this week, Thursday, and actually up and Saturday.
So let me know, because Saturday, I might be free.
Okay.
So yeah, I come through.
Good morning.
Yeah. How you enjoying your time?
You know.
Oh, yeah, I know. Folks on that, I know, tell me.
Got like 4 meetings on Wednesday.
Good to see you here, man. Good to see you as well. Yeah, tell me that. It's just that a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah. And then, you know, we got our 2 general assembly appointees, things like that, you know, like every now
And I said, I want an 8-hour person for my shoulders.
Then-
AI. I just said, I just needed an AI
Oh,
on my shoulders so they could work me through all these computer things. And we started that, and Stephanie said, yeah, what is that? You know, and she said, it's such a mystery. What kind of mystery is that stays on like that? Wait a minute, Gary. She get it from, Gary. And,
Oh, no, that's what
so I called,
I do it now.
yeah, listen, I
You got it
called
from in there and one of those.
Stephanie, I said, yeah, did y'all get
I was like, I know that exactly.
She said, yes. And she's gonna send me a picture of it. She sent me a picture of it. I went to Target and I found it. Okay, I found
But I can
it.
wear a red, that's what's good.
Mhm. But I took the picture of it. When I got the store to be said, she had bought me one too, so I got 2.
You know who wins that red, that's how she does.
Oh, yeah. I never.
I mean,
Was it good? See, I don't know.
Well, I used to, I
we
need
go in there and make this, you get it all.
I told
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. Right, that is.
Well, I brought 3. I didn't do it. But there's three.
Okay.
Let me go get it. Where we gonna see them go? What's outside?
We sit them behind the phone. For them.
What, put a table in?
No, I'm talking about this shit. I'm still sure about you.
Oh, you mean the waters?
We gotta, yeah. We gotta, stop paying these guys right here. You got some money, we can pay these. These guys, they got it. They got it together.
Look, as much as I wanna pay. But you don't wanna see my account.
No.
No. There.
Fancy seats.
It's a little case, and it carries a little bit of money, a few cards, and this is my P.O. box. Would you like to come with me in my P.O. box? And then you don't have much money.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it was real cheap. I was ages.
Yeah, it,
Oh.
Laura, did you see this? Look at Steve's case.
I tell you about it, man.
I needed something, for protection, but then I wanted to get rid of my wallet, right? So it's all in here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I have like.
Change fund?
Yeah, it is really.
Very nice. Amazon.
And the key to the apartment at Walter's Gate is right here, so. Bam.
You still at Dennis camp?
I guess.
Yeah. Let me go on and get this.
Jeremy Gold is in charge of that.
I just put it back here, it's better for it to be back here. I was there.
You want a small
I
place
was
for
his
your
name.
water now?
No, we're just gonna put it right here, so when they come up here.
He's a little quiet. Oh, back though. He comes in today, I'll introduce you to him. But,
Thank God we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here.
first vice chair at the state party.
Well, now these are, well, he's always here.
How's everything thus far in that process?
Well, it just started like 3 days ago, because,
Just take me here.
first vice chair got appointed state senate, during Carson.
Okay.
Shot those guys.
So I was about to ask when it's due.
Yeah, yeah. It was formed at the SEC,
You got
a very close door.
No, you know,
Yeah, I guess I'm still involved with the party.
tell me you don't get so.
Yeah, I got it.
I will.
Not always proud of that. No, I saw it. I expected an invitation here too.
Yeah, man, definitely.
These are odd.
And, the LGBT chamber offices are in that district.
Oh, really?
Queen City, Drive.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're across the
I was
street
gonna
from
say,
Cracker
you're
Barrel.
right, you're not far from, Harding.
Yeah.
Because Harding, you just go right through that neighborhood. You're right there.
Wait a minute,
So in the nonprofit I work for, our offices are out of
it's
the
coming,
LGBT
it's
chamber.
coming. Thanks, I appreciate you.
So I work in the district now.
Are they
Did
doing
I put it in the
anything
oven?
with
Let me
the,
check.
are they doing anything with the alliance? No, no conversations, no dialogue?
With the leadership change, they completely lost
Really?
I mean, she got, but with the new leadership in the board shift too, like there's no appetite to.
Tina, I put it in the other black box.
Oh,
That's good.
okay.
But see,
I knew I
the,
had it last, you
you know,
gave it to me.
that was where I felt like we were the most strongest when I was running the black chamber.
Well,
Was the fact that
Well, it
we
was
were
like,
all-
all the chambers outside the alliance are still doing all the good work together.
Everything.
Well, at least the ones that's doing something.
Well, that's true too.
Not
Not my place to.
Black and the Asian American and shit, that's it.
Right, well, yeah, right, you'll see like the Latin American,
Oh, yeah, and
and all these seniors and stuff together.
Leadership really helped so much. I just did a speaking engagement 2 years
Uh-oh.
ago. and-
Who was your brother?
Yeah, man. And it's my boy. I'm like, God damn, that's my man. But I'm like, why you should have for my catering? From when I was a rubber cow, so like
Okay.
17 and 23 years, my kid, as a matter of fact. But yeah, man, they gonna do this shit change too, though, actually.
And I'm gonna save this thing.
Glad I said that.
Okay.
I didn't call Sierra, because I called her a couple weeks ago and I ain't heard back.
Oh.
Tina,
Yes, ma'am.
I love my bag.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
gonna wear it one, I'm gonna bring it one day and I'm gonna show it to her. So
Let her know you're gonna pray for her too, because I think she's starting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
you two wanna be on it too. Don't tell anybody where you got it. I'm trying to get some more.
Oh, really?
I asked the guy if he had any more. I said, I'll take as
How
many.
you doing here?
So big, love it. So beautiful. I'm kind of casual today. Yes, I am.
Whole lot of casual there, but.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
You don't ever sort of.
Hers. I just,
Oh, you got a bag today?
I did because I put the water in here.
Where did you find? Get a chair, please. Put out a second. It doesn't have to be comfortable. It doesn't have to have.
Gary,
Yes, and all of it.
I saw Gary pushing his chair around. He put his, he like a rolling chair.
Oh, yeah,
I fell
yeah.
out of that chair.
Are you serious? That's easy just to move. Now, I do like the armrests on those other ones, but I like just feel. I need two bags.
By the way, that, you took care that you can't coffee. They got it done.
She set the pathway, I followed through behind her and we got it done.
Y'all get it done. I appreciate it. You get
Well,
it
that's
all, you
one
gotta
thing,
do
I
it.
know what Tina did, and she working through with Tina, I know we gonna have somebody get started. And for each y'all, I don't mind starting.
Oh, man.
Let's see, what's next week,
I didn't get this.
Next week is military, but it's gonna be a lot of them. It's gonna be a lot of military.
Colleen said she's bringing a case for it, but I just wanted to make sure you got it.
Yeah, that's why I brought something. I bet now they're coming in from Washington.
She said, Colleen said so she just called me and asked that you did, and I told her I had bought it. I walked in and I told her, she realized I just bought it. Thanks for water. Colleen said she was gonna bring it there.
Did you get my last text about the, for Rhode Island?
When I came, I agree. I mean, that's what I.
And that way you don't have to realize this.
And then, I think that was a good idea. That was after
What?
No, you would be perceived as a quiet.
And I tell you what,
You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't say hi to her, I do it, like, it was.
you know, I told you, I think you know, I thought about that.
Well. Hey.
We're going down to the water. I'm going out to the water. E-E-I-R.
Okay. Well, I just thought based on the experience, because this experience. Okay, so, Girl, you know what was this part thing? about who in the world is in Oregon? I've only seen it on TV. I didn't know no black people lived in Oregon. I didn't know.
There's not a whole lot of them, trust me.
I thought about it this morning when I thought about coming in. I said, which one is in Oregon? What in the world? Who goes to Oregon?
Our oldest daughter is working for So I have been here 3 times in the past 10 months. Had never been before.
Have you seen it? Well, I guess so. Yeah, Oregon, I mean,
Tracy.
Maybe I coming out of that conference.
I guess I'm not the only one thinking like that. But I woke up this morning, and when I woke up this morning, I thought about, what we had to do. And I said,
Well, let me tell you, when she was there, it was Island AKA child. They have one break child that has the Holy Spirit.
okay.
It's in Portland, which is where she is.
Oh, that's good. That's good. The whole state.
Yeah,
And we got 500. And we definitely got. I said, I never talked to anybody that lived in Oregon. The only thing I see with Oregon is on TV, and most of us Cowboys when I watch my Cowboys.
But it's a pretty state. It's in person tonight.
It is.
Yeah.
6:30 at the church. Oh, Lord, because we got Lord, I don't know, because I know you're supposed to. We got a Zoom. The national song, because it's really in all the other days. I got off the 10:30 started. They had isolated, Donna Virginia leaders. Right. They had all of them on there. And it was really good call. It's a lot of stuff, but they had a list of things that they want us to do, And, hi. Good morning. Yeah.
Good to see you. You got a minute?
I'm not hugging, I got a bad cold.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
How's everything in the world? Good.
See you quiet. So that's why my hand.
You said quiet.
First, that's no.
And you know what, I was looking
Yeah.
at TV, and I did
Right.
don't care, that's about it. But this one right here, they go, almost I didn't know that she was doing that. I said, oh, you know what, he's gonna go to the store. Hey, but I was really when I heard sort of. It ain't. It's not. It's not.
That's what people did before we had refrigerators.
All right, how are you? I'm doing well. Mike Evans here, same here.
But the blood pressure went up this morning. And this probably blood pressure. My husband would keep going. I would still be on route. He is the extra.
But he didn't want you to be late.
Well, that's too early enough. But you got this.
All right, T-minus 10 minutes, 8:20.
I appreciate both of y'all coming through this. And really, what can we do? And then, my name is Pop. Every time I talk to somebody, yes, you know. And then, Jackie said, you know, good morning, everyone. Good morning. That's how we came.
You did.
Just talking about this, so I don't really.
I haven't had my coffee yet.
It's here.
Well, it's in the pot, it's just not, no, that's the egg.
My chips shoes on.
Sorry.
Doctor's in the house.
So no, I was
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Three is my favorite number. I was born on the three. We are so happy to have you here with us today. We are going to be doing things a little bit differently. It's going to be very similar to what we did on October 7th of last year when we talked about the transportation tax. So everyone will have an opportunity to weigh in. You'll have 1 minute to tell us who you think might be a good option in the interim and why. But we're going to get started as always with prayer. And Gerald, if you'll come up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you once again for this opportunity to come before you as a collective community, Lord, to address the affairs of this community, Lord. Lord, we're thankful for our current representatives that are here and our former leaders of our community, Dr. Rembert and Judge Yvonne Mims Evans, Lord. We're thankful for the leadership that they've shown to this great city over the years, Lord. Lord, we ask that this discussion today would not only be constructive, but it be impactful, Lord, that we may come to some resolution, Lord, as far as advancing our community forward, that we will not look back. And everything that we do will be moving forward, Lord. And as we do each and every week, Lord, we ask that you just continue to bless these great facilitators of this forum, Lord, that continue to bring constructive programming to continue to advance the community. These and other blessings we ask in your precious name. We pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Gerald. I am Jackie Edwards-Walton, one of the conveners alongside Laura McCletty, and we're going to bypass introducing the volunteers today because everyone will have an opportunity to introduce themselves. That includes those who are here for the first time. We ask that you would silence and mute your devices And we have an agenda today, and it's on the board. And we asked our presenters today to give us an 8-minute presentation and as to what is going on right now in the current environment with our seeking someone to serve in the interim for the next 18 months as the mayor. And those folk are Mike Evans. Mike, good to see you. Mike and I have known each other since he was in the accounting and banking business in the early 80s. And then we have Carlenia Ivory. We sold jewelry together. And then Willie and Remberg, we served at mental health together on Billingsley Road. So we're so happy to have them. So if y'all will give us a little bit about yourselves first, tell us a little bit about the environment we're going through and who you think would be a wonderful person to serve in the interim and why. And you have 8 minutes. Typically, folks only have 2 to 3 minutes. But this is a special time. And after they have spoken, we will have the mic go around. Each person will have 1 minute to tell us who you think might be a person with the qualifications, the temperament, and other things that would make a wonderful interim mayor. So we'll have the mic just go around. We'll have 1 minute on that. And for the mayor, serving as the interim mayor.
Just to reiterate, we want everybody to know and understand that we definitely are not going to address anything that has to do with our present mayor because she's done a wonderful job. And later on, we will be celebrating her here at Tuesday Forum. And this is strictly based on what Jackie has just shared. So we ask you not to ask us any questions about anything because we don't know anything except for what we're bringing to you this morning in terms of what these individuals that are definitely well-versed about what one should possess, the qualities that they should have in order for them to hold this position that she has held for so long and has done a fantastic job. So I just wanted to reiterate that.
Thank you, Laura. The first person that will have come to the podium will be Mike Evans.
I'll let you know when you have 30 seconds.
You'll let me know when I have 30 seconds? Okay.
I'm telling you.
We've got a timekeeper, and that is fantastic. And I'm so pleased to be on the panel this morning, even though we aren't up here together, with 2 of my good friends from, I don't know how many years we've been together. Okay. Want the timekeeper to know that even though we've been allotted 8 minutes, each of my colleagues have agreed to give me 4 of their 8. So I got a little bit more time than they've got. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Mike Evans. I've been a resident of Charlotte since 1980 and got involved in the political process about 1983, 4, first with an individual named Phil Berry. Phil Berry for state senate. Unfortunately, he passed away prematurely and didn't get to serve that term. Next, County Commissioner Bob Walton asked me to run his campaigns, and I ran his district campaigns and then his at-large campaigns. Then a fellow named Ron Leeper came along and said, I want you to run my campaign. And then this judge, Yvonne Mims Evans, came out of nowhere. I didn't know her at the time, but she said, I want you to run my campaign. And we were able to keep her in office for 25 years.
All right.
Okay. And then a young lady came to my house by the name of Vi Lyles, and she said, I'm gonna run for city council, and I want you to run my campaign. And we ran that campaign and got her reelected, and then she went on to become mayor. And then Aretha Blake came along and said, I want you to run my campaign. We got her on the district court bench, and it went on. So I've had the opportunity to work with some great candidates over the years, both as a campaign manager and as a campaign strategist. Willie Wimbler and I have worked together on so many campaigns, and we just think we're just in sync. So it's a pleasure to be able to address this topic, the interim mayor. It's important to note that the interim mayor will be selected by the current 11-member city council. We've seen this movie before. We've gone through this process before. But something seems different this time around. Well, what do you think it is?
Infighting.
Infighting. Let's be more specific. By all accounts, there are 5 or more people interested in being mayor. They either want to be the interim mayor or they seek the seat on a permanent basis in 2027. And in fact, you'd already seen some positioning, some jockeying for 2027. Now you're starting to see jockeying for the interim mayor position, okay? So it's very different. Previously, we might have 2 candidates for the slot. Now we've got several candidates, and we don't really know who they are because no one has really publicly declared. What does that mean? The current members of council have to do a political calculus. I'm a political animal, so I'm going to largely address my comments from a political standpoint, and I'm sure that Dr. Wimbert and Ms. Carlenia will come behind me and talk more about some of the soft skills required. But there's a political calculus that has to be made. If in fact we appoint a current member of council, will we be giving that person a leg up in the 2027 cycle when I want to position myself? Okay? So it makes it a challenge to consider a fellow council person. Well, what's the answer? We'll ask that person to pledge not to be a candidate in 2027. We've seen it before.
Yeah, that really works.
Right? I pledge I will not run in the next election cycle. And then that individual performs as an interim and says, I like this position. Yes, I said that I wouldn't run, but the people are asking me. You know, that's typically the way it's right. It's not me. I didn't change my mind. People are encouraging me to run to continue in this seat. So if in fact we have current council members who elect to run or to apply to run, the question is, even if they make the pledge not to run, will their colleagues accept that pledge? Okay? So what's the alternative? And I love this term. Choose an outsider. Huh? How about choose someone that's not currently on council? Like that a little better. Okay? But you run into the same issue, don't you? If you choose an outsider, there's some opportunity, even if that individual makes a pledge not to run in 2027, that they can change their mind. You've probably seen the announcement from our former mayor. I'm willing to serve as interim, and I will not run in 2027. Further, I will not accept the salary or benefits. Sounds like you want that position really bad. Okay? Yeah, that's one approach. So there is a tremendous decision that has to be made. And even though council makes that decision, you have an important part to play in deciding who the interim mayor is. How do you do that? First, deciding on who your preferred candidate is. And second, by lobbying members of city council to appoint your candidate of choice. So how do you identify the ideal candidate? I mean, there are a lot of people that can serve this role quite candidly. There are, there really are. So what do we look for? I would submit to you that we first should understand the role of the mayor and the circumstance in which we find ourselves. First of all, North Carolina is a Dillon rule state. Everybody familiar with that term? Yeah. We only have the power granted to us by the state legislature. And what the state legislature gives, the state legislature can take away. Accordingly, any person serving as mayor, whether interim or permanent, must have the ability to develop relationships. 30, so come on. Develop relationships with not only our Mecklenburg delegation, but also the Republican leadership in Raleigh. Really critical. The mayor does not have a vote, except in the case of a tie. A lot of people don't know that. Okay? The mayor has the power of persuasion. I said that I would get some time from my colleagues. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike.
That was the fastest 8 minutes I've ever.
That was fast, Mike.
It was fast.
Don't make mine that
I think I got cheated. Sir.
Give me grace.
Look at your time.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Long and Jackie, Mary, Winston, Gary, all of them, for giving me the opportunity this morning. Basically, what I am going to talk about is my short period of time serving on city council. I actually had the opportunity, I was appointed and I served June of 2017, the same year that the mayor won. And my tenure was over in December. So Mike did a great job of telling you or giving you information about requirements for the interim mayor. I want you to know that you have the power in this room to select who will serve as interim mayor. If you watched last night, it's the people's choice. You can make it that way. It's up to you. But my question is, what we have to do is come together and decide who we're gonna advocate for. Can we do that? And now, if you look at Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina, you have to ask, is it 1896 or 2026? So anyway, quickly, I received a phone call from Al Austin and David Howard to see if I was interested in serving. At the interim term, Al was leaving, and I said no. They called me again, I said no. The third time I said, hell no. Anyway, but what I did find is I'm not here today. If you have aspirations to serve, then you need to pursue that. But make sure you're qualified and make sure you know what city council members are supposed to do. Because city council is not, it's supposed to be a part-time job. It is not. It is a full-time commitment. And they don't pay you for that full-time commitment. So most people who serve have to serve another job, which means have to work another job, which means their commitment is divided. Every Thursday you receive this large package and you say, my God. And prior to the meeting, you actually have several other meetings. you have zoning meetings and you have, I served on the safety committee, I served on the economic development committee, so you had to do that. Plus, I actually had to, go to work. So and again, someone asked me one time, what about, they want more money. We're not giving them more money. I would be the first one to vote to give them more money because they deserve it. I'd be the first one to vote to say make it a full-time job so they would be more committed. I did everything from going over on Graham Street and looking at the spilled over garbage to sinkholes to being downtown at midnight to talk about call someone the next day about the noise level. Well, my question was, I really wanted to say it, why did you move on top of a restaurant and a bar and you worried about the noise level? But anyway, the thing that really got me was the zoning. They would come and want to put a public or Harris Teeter over off of Providence Road in a space that was probably as narrow as this room or this aisle. And I said, we have a space on Babies Ford Road, and they look at me like I had thorns coming out of my head. You know why? Because they didn't have to come to Babies Ford Road, because Babies Ford Road went to them. So we choose to go to Publix and to all these other stores on the other side of town rather than require. We will let, because we have about 10 on our side of town, Family Dollars come to Babies Ford Road. So, I say that because I'm telling you, and then when you have stores over, when we look off of Babies Ford, and it's more to District 2 than Babies Ford, but I look at the CVS, I look at the beauty shop, beauty supply store. I look at all of those things that were on Babies Ford Road that have left. Why did they leave? I'm not gonna say, but y'all know why they left. They actually left. So the thing about it is I'm saying, we the people have to advocate. The only thing that I remember that someone called me about, I was fortunate, maybe not, on Babies Ford Road was the sinkholes. I don't remember people calling about trash. I don't remember people calling about items that I personally see that need to be addressed. And this is nothing against Malcolm Graham, who is our district rep now, but I attended Johnson C. Smith, and I felt like we had not seen many changes since then. And that was, I started Johnson Smith January 1969. And I felt that we deserved more. But in order for him to get more, we had to ask and advocate for more. And we sometimes don't do that. And yes, I am lecturing, but at the same time, this is my belief. Last night, I was so proud of the individuals who were down there advocating for the causes because they make the difference. There were some changes that were made last night because of their advocacy. One of the things that I'm very proud of is during the time I did serve, Community Matters came up. How many of you have had opportunity to go to Community Matters, and there's meetings, and thus it was an opportunity for people who have been incarcerated to have a second chance. Also, during my tenure on council, I want to say, when you talk about people make a difference, Gerald, but the leader of the Eastland area, they did not want to give Eastland Yards to Carlenia Ivory or anyone else. To this day, we were successful. People say, oh, you were formidable, right, and resilient. I was not giving up. We started working on that in 2017, the same time I met my husband now. Okay, 30 seconds. Anyway, Eastern Yards is something I'd love to come back and talk about because it takes resilience if you're for something. If you want to serve on city council, make sure that, and one thing I have to say, during that short time, I learned a lot. I became dangerous because, as I said, you are more powerful with knowledge than, after I served on city council. I could help you more, as I hope I do today, than I did before. And like I said, resilience and being formidable. Thank you for the opportunity to talk today.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm gonna try to follow directions here today, but I'm gonna begin by thanking the facilitators, especially my dear friend Laura McCluddy, for reaching out to me and inviting me to join Mike and Carlenia here today. I could not say no to Laura, because she calls and she says, little Mina, you got a minute? I know what's coming next. I'm gonna go ahead and begin. For those of you who haven't had a chance to check me out online, Google and get some background information, I've had the honor and privilege of serving this community in a number of capacities. First, in the nonprofit sector, I served on a number of boards in Charlotte many years before I became an elected official. Had the honor and privilege of serving in an unexpired term following the passing of the late Susan Burgess. And that was on the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School Board at a very difficult time in the history of this community. But I had the benefit of serving with people I respected and people I honored, especially under the leadership of now County Commissioner Arthur Griffin. He was a model for me. He mentored me and others. I had the benefit of listening, learning, and becoming acclimated to the work of the school board. Even though my husband and I had served in roles with the schools when our daughters were in the public schools. So we learned a lot about the schools at that time, but we learned even more as I began to serve on the school board. Then I had the honor and privilege of, one, of being unelected or continuing on the school board, to move to serve briefly on the Board of County Commission. Had the opportunity to again follow esteemed leaders and respected my colleagues. And more recently, had the opportunity to serve in an interim role following the illness and subsequent passing of our esteemed Ella Scholar, who was on the school board and had previously served on the city council. So I have served in what might be considered permanent roles, but nothing's permanent. Okay? Everything's temporary. And then the opportunity to serve in an interim role. So that's a little bit about my political background, but I also had the opportunity to serve professionally in administrative roles. So I learned a lot from the people to whom I reported in my administrative roles. So I have an appreciation for the difference of the distinction between serving in an operational role or day-to-day operations role and one of serving in a governance role. Several opportunities serving in a governance role in the public sector and in the private sector. So what do I think about some of the qualities that are required or necessary or would be important for the next interim mayor of Charlotte? I'm gonna act more like a professor now and follow my notes. I think in terms of some of what I would certainly consider desirable attributes will be someone who is trustworthy, someone that the people can trust, especially the people who they will be serving, the person will be serving with. And as Mike mentioned earlier, the 11 people who currently serve on city council will be essentially the team that this person will need to work with. The person will need to be a person who I think is an honest person, is credible, and someone, again, who basically has good character and people will look up to and respect. Person should be accountable, should be clear about what he or she is doing, does not have a hidden agenda, but is upfront about where they want to go or where they're wanting to take the team, if you will. But probably more globally, the person should be one who will be willing to follow the vision that the current city council, if you will, the current city council, the vision that they are already on, not someone who's necessarily needing to create a new vision. And as I was listening last night, as the city council was talking about the budget, given that the budget is the most significant policy statement that the body has, it represents the priorities, the values, what's important, then it's important for that person to be able to lead on that. Person should be decisive, should be thoughtful, able to make informed decisions, take a lot of information into account, be able to synthesize that information, be able to analyze information, be able to think critically about that information, and then be able to come to some understanding of what needs to follow and how to pull people together. This person will need to pull together a very divided city council. You need only look to 1 or 2 meetings to recognize that too often the decisions are made really close. 5-4 votes. Very often, they're very close. But the times that you can, a person who is able to move those closer to more, maybe it's 11, more 8, 9, fewer, to one position, makes it a much stronger, better decision in my mind, because it's probably representative of more people. Person should be flexible. The person should be able to take into account information that they have, make a decision, but if they gain additional information or new information that better informs their position, then they should have the ability to do that. They also should be flexible in terms of relating to their colleagues. They should be understanding that people don't necessarily think alike, they have different perspectives. You have to respect that people will come to perhaps their decision based on different information, but should be able to be flexible about that. In terms of knowledge, I think they should have a knowledge and understanding, and I think that's what Mike spoke to about the structure and nature of how the city council works. So quickly, I'm gonna try to wrap up and say this interim person should be someone who can inspire, can motivate, can influence, and therefore they have to be able to pull together the people with whom they have to work to the best that they can. I am gonna stop there because I might get to be too long, but if anyone has any other questions for me, I'll be here a little bit after and be happy to tell you. And I'll go ahead and say I never had all of what I thought a leader needed to have, but I do think these are some of the critical or essential attributes and definitely skills that involve effective interpersonal skills, effective communication skills, etc. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rolene. We are now going to go into a second phase, and we're going to change rule number 3. As we send the microphone around, if someone has already mentioned a name that you think could serve as an interim, go on and mention that name, and you may have different reasons, okay? So we're going to start with,
Very close there, it's just
there is no hand up, we're going down the line. We're gonna start with Ken.
One minute.
There's an unwritten, non-binding handshake agreement that appointees will not run for the seat, which has been proven to be just that, a charade. This is a political popularity contest fueled by infighting and ambition. Not best, most qualified based on experience, though attendance and on-time record for meetings may be suspect. Why not cut this out and honor his 2 decades of public service? The public will decide the ultimate fate, and I suggest the name of James Smudgy Mitchell.
If you choose not to speak, you don't have to. Let's just put it that way.
By time.
You don't have to. That's
You do not have to speak and share your opinion with everyone in the room.
I don't have a name, but I am just recommending, I'm like, y'all, voting records are public, like we can see if you voted recently. So I'm just suggesting we have somebody who's actually been active in the process, somebody who knows or understands the process. That would make sense. I think we gotta, we're letting TV stars doing too much with our political process and making a fool of it. Somebody with common sense who knows the process.
The only reason I don't want to appoint someone on council currently is because then we have to go through this a second time and fill the seat as they replace with them. He may.
Slow down, please.
Sorry. The only reason I wouldn't want to appoint someone currently on council is then we have to appoint again. After we pick someone to become the interim mayor, then we have to fill that city council slot again. I think we need someone who understands zoning, has been working on food deserts, has built coalitions on the east side and across our city. We talked about the importance of Dillon Will State. So I think, even though he is a little bit younger than a lot of our members on council, Representative Jordan Lopez would make a great fit.
Man, teeing me up for that, that's my board chair. I don't know how I switched from that. Good morning, y'all. Greg Ashuto, Charlotte East. I do want to agree with what Cameron said. Personally, for me, I don't see the problem with someone internally from council stepping up who says that they do want to serve as a mayor in 27. That's not an issue for me. My concern with an internal pick is exactly what Cameron said. That filling of that vacant council seat is arguably more important than the vacant mayor's seat and how that affects the internal dynamics of votes. And we saw last night, very close votes. So if I had to say an external name, you gonna kill me?
Okay.
There's hope. There's hope.
I don't have a particular name, but I agree that it's kind of feel like a political popularity contest. So maybe like anybody who lived in Charlotte at least 20 years, just draw a name, whoever can fill it.
So, Jeremy Golden. And I guess I agree it should be someone on council. I think that we should make sure that they don't want to run for the seat. I think that that's just mainly asking them to agree not to run for it, but also looking at their history. I think the problem is that you have to have someone who's politician enough to do the job, but also not politician enough to want to run for it. And that's a very short list in this city. I think there are a lot of people who want the job, but not a lot of people who want to commit to not running. I think that I also agree it shouldn't be someone from council. I think that we do need a fresh face on the dais. I think that having a revolving door or musical chairs is not really the way to solve this problem. And she said that the first 3 times she said no. So I guess we have to start. I'll go with number 2, Ms. Carlinia. I would say.
I'm gonna do more listening and talking today.
Dr. Blanchpin, and I do always have an opinion. I look at it like, this city always has a clique and people gonna nominate whoever they want to nominate. And it would be better if someone would come from the council. But after listening to a lot of that stuff last night from the council, I wouldn't want too many of them to even do it. So it's just too much going on where we have too many cliques that, and then everybody's talking at the table. Everybody has a table that they're talking at, and they're trying to bring in different people at that particular table. So it depends on what table you're eating from, and that's the table who's gonna get in. That's how I look at it.
Tanya Jameson, speaking only for Tanya Jameson, I would say I would really like David Howard, but I don't want to pull him off of MPTA. I think he's doing a really good job of managing the MPTA right now. So I was also suggesting for Al Austin, his name came up, and he was good on council, thoughtful when he was a council member, and he's someone I could trust that if he said he's not gonna run for office, I would believe him that he's not gonna run for office.
Let's start
Okay,
with
so
Judge.
just a second, I'm gonna explain the way I'm gonna do this. We'll come down the aisle, and then we'll come back around this side. But since I had a microphone, I'm gonna just take a moment. Not from Charlotte, not the most political person. And unfortunately, I was in the hospital with a friend last night whose son had complete kidney failure. But I'm gonna say this, because we are people, we're supposed to have the power. So I'm gonna say this, it makes absolutely no sense to me. Let me just keep it real blunt. It makes absolutely no sense to me that want to put someone into the mayor's seat that can do a really good job and then tell them you can't run. That makes absolutely no sense to me. The second thing is, what's the purpose of having a mayor pro tem when something happens to the mayor that the mayor pro tem don't step into the seat? It makes no sense. You don't tell the vice president we're gonna find a new president while we wait. Then you can't, if you are the vice president, you step into the seat, you can't be president again. It makes no sense. If we are the people of power, we need to start doing things for people that make sense. That's it.
Good morning, I'm Judge Keith Smith. I don't need to offer a political position or perspective, but I do apologize for not being able to attend Civic Bend last week, so thank you.
Some of the names that have surfaced that have been brought to my attention, I've even had No Limit Larry. And then I've had all types of other people, and I'm not making fun of him, he might do a great job. But I have heard Mike Evans, and Mike has been in this community for some time, and he has a reputation that is excellent. And it doesn't hurt that him and his wife gave $100,000 or more to Johnson C. Smith. $350,000. Thank you very much. David Howard, I'm like you. He is serving on MTPA, but he would do a great job. It's been brought to my attention, Deborah Campbell, who is retired, and it's so ironic that we only have few women. Isn't that something? And then I've also given the name of Frank Emery. And I agree with Al Austin. One more comment. I do ask Jackie and Laura and the rest of the individuals for Tuesday morning. I think that we need to get together, we need to talk, and we need to advocate for one person when it comes to the mayor in 2027. We don't need all these people thinking they can be mayor. We need to come to a decision and say, we're gonna support this one person. We need to do like the other people did who don't look like all of us, and go down there and let them know who we're advocating for. I hate behind that. I'm gonna, you know what, we do. We do, thank you, Joe. I can't come behind you, but I was gonna say Mike Evans, well, amen. But I was gonna say Mike Evans because I think that based on everything that Wilhelmina said, because she said it perfectly,
Yeah, Wilhelmina's name came up too. No. But I think that Mike fits that. He can see both sides of any issue. He can work with people on both sides of the aisle. He's fair. And most of all, he has time. I think you have time, right? Okay. He has time. He's not working. He's retired. And it takes and he has a judge to keep him straight on on the law. So he doesn't get
Try to.
Yeah, she tries to. But I just think he would be a great interim. He would be a great mayor, but right now I think, just for the interim, I think he would be great.
I have to ditto what Carlenia and Mary are saying, but more than anything else, I have to do my homework when it comes to who would be the most effective person in that position. And I have done my homework, and based on what I have been able to hear from others, is that Mike Evans would be the person for Charlotte at this particular time, particularly as it relates to those items that are on the agenda that we are dealing with right now. He has proven that he can identify what we need in our community by having all of these successful campaigns that he and Wilhelmina have handled over the years. In addition to that, he returned my phone call so fast. And I think that is very important. But Wilhelmina and I go back, we know about that. We know how to communicate with each other. And so I think that he would be the person that I would recommend. And if we have a choice, we will do well. She's timing me.
I was not asked. Yes, I'm interested.
Case closed. Next.
Go ahead.
With that said, I guess I add a bit of personal context. When it comes to the patients, when it comes to being even keeled, when it comes to just a person that won't be rattled by a situation. Imagine somebody willing to let a broke 19-year-old drive pretty much a brand new Mercedes-Benz because he was too broke to find a rental car to take Mike Evans' daughter to the prom. I drove his daughter to her senior prom in a car she took to school every day. So, but again, to me, I was flexing. I'm in a Mercedes, I'm a big boy. But thank you.
And I was nervous as hell.
Oh, believe me. Listen, you allowed it. That alone makes you worthy of any candidacy for everything. With that said, I know firsthand that if there's a high pressure scenario, Mike Evans can get through it.
Vote for Mike Evans. I vote for Mike Evans and I never even met him.
Most folks don't meet the mayor or candidate.
I'm Dale Murchison. I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan. Been here 11 years. Unfortunately, I haven't been here a lot, but I will now because I do a lot of group mentoring in Title I schools on behalf of the 100 Black men of Greater Charlotte. So, but now my schedule's been altered to be here every Tuesday. I'm not politically astute as I should be, but I'm not a dumb guy. But I follow my spirit on a lot of things. And until this morning, I didn't even have an idea who it would be. But in following my spirit, I don't know you, Brother Mike. And I hate to feel like I'm piggybacking off everybody else, but when you got up, I said, man, maybe he's the one. So that's who the guy is for me.
Well, I'm going to begin by saying I have a clear bias, and I will own that. Mike Evans is without a doubt my recommendation for all the reasons that have been articulated already. I've known him a long time, but Mike has the intellect, he has the analytical and critical thinking skills, he has the temperament, he clearly has the knowledge and understanding of how systems and structures like government works. He will respect everyone. I think he commands respect. He is honest, he has integrity, and he has no controversy around him. And I strongly endorse that recommendation, in part because I know we have very capable people currently on city council, very able to lead, but their current dynamics do not work for them right now. Thank you.
I guess I have one question. I'm not opposed to someone internal. I think that's a little archaic, that we need to consider everyone. I think we're kind of limiting ourselves when we don't do that. So I'll just say truth in service. But I do have a question. If someone is appointed from our current city council, what is the process of backfilling that vacancy? And can anyone answer that question? Is it internal vote or is it an appointment?
You know, Head and Shoulders commercial said first impressions. Mike made a very powerful first impression on me. I came in and when I saw the agenda, I was gonna recommend Gerald, because I think he has demonstrated in here that he is trustworthy, he's well deserving of it, and I see his commitment in the community. But Mike, if Gerald gets it, you be his campaign manager. Gerald, if Mike gets it, you work with him closely. So I'm one of those two.
Thank you.
Jack.
Hi, Danielle Thomas. I don't have a personal recommendation, but I know that there are many qualified, and it sounds like Mr. Evans, very qualified. But I think this moment calls for someone who understands the full political and cultural landscape of Charlotte, someone who can navigate the complexity, build trust across communities, and bring people together around a shared vision for the city's future.
My name is Lorenzo McNulty with New York Life. I don't have a political opinion, but I do know structure. We have, this gentleman just raised the point of if we choose somebody now, we'll have to choose somebody to fill that more important city council seat. So I look at this as a structural and ideological opportunity to maintain that integrity for Charlotte. So maybe this is an opportunity for us to put someone in place to, I don't know, train, teach, coach the current city council members to be these individuals if they're gonna still be in those seats.
What's up, y'all? My name is Samir Hamid, born and raised in Charlotte. Last election I ran for mayor as an unaffiliated candidate. I was just kind of fed up with mediocrity in Charlotte. So if nobody will step up, I'll do it. You know, I plan on running in 2027. And you know, I think that one of my biggest strengths is that I understand the difference between agreement and alignment. I think that this is a body of leaders who I actually have all personal and working relationships with. I have a diverse network. You know, I run a business, been doing that since I was 18. We currently only work 9:30 to 1:30 because we work in our shop at what we call full speed, not full time. So everybody gets paid a full-time wage, but we work full speed, which means that we only work 25 hours a week. So that's the kind of work that I bring to my own life. I don't like working 40 hours. I think it's a sham. But, you know, they force it on us, and it forces us to not look at any ways to make that different. I think that at a citywide level, a lot of that is missing here. We're spoiled as a city. I think I love, again, you know, the ability to get people to work together. And I understand the difference between agreement and alignment, which is agreement meaning that we see it the same way. Alignment means we're willing to work in the same direction. So, yeah.
I don't have a name, but I do agree that this community, well, first, this community has been under fire by outside forces, and I think it's really important that we find a way to unify ourselves and to really speak in one voice. because that will mean more.
Good
Or a
morning.
city council person.
I would like to suggest to someone here, everybody listen please, if you elect someone good who would be good in the future, remember that this person pledges usually to step down and not run again. So I'm hearing all of this endorsement from Michael Evans, and I would really like to know that person. But thank you all, and I'd love to see some traffic reduced. I've been on the road an hour to get here, sorry.
Good morning, Faith Trigg representing myself. I would love to see Harvey Gantt. Let's put him back in
One more.
Mike Evans sounds good to me. I've been watching him for years. He was once my neighbor, and I saw him doing all kinds of things to help Charlotte.
I'm Steve Johnston, and I don't usually ask or say anything. This is not what I expected. And so at least let me say that from under the rock that I live under, we've been talking about what the council needs, not what the people need. And so to make that happen, given what I hear is the approach that you all are taking, I would suggest that the successful candidate be under 40 years of age.
Yeah.
And from the streets.
Mic drop, everybody fired.
I was going to, but listen,
I got it, Mr. Chairman.
The South people, I mean, the South people won't let me pass.
I think there's two different opportunities here, the short term and the long term. I do feel like Mike has really represented what the short term needs. So I think it's an opportunity to adjust how we go forward in 2027 and correct some mistakes in the short term. I think that Winston would be a great man.
Oh, but you do not want that. You do not want those problems. Oh, man. Oh, you don't want to go to South Park Mall on Wakanda Boulevard. I'm completely joking. Completely joking. But nah, thank you, Shay, but that's not serious. That's not serious.
I had to say something.
I appreciate it.
I agree with, what the panelists said. And if this person was still living, I would nominate her Joan Kennedy. But Michael Evans, I've known a long time, and Mike has served on the planning commission early on. He's seen this city grow. He knows folk at all levels of this community. From the neighborhoods, what did you say, Steve, from the who?
Streets.
From the streets. And you know, he is just a gentleman among the people. And Mike, I think you know what I think of you and all those things that Wilhelmina was mentioning. And, you know, the city council, they're gonna make the decisions, whether it's pretty much on the interim mayor or if it's internal, who will replace that city council person is a process that's gonna be done by way of city council. That's where I stand. And this has surprised me a little bit because, when I counted 40 people and the 24 minutes, we should be ended by now, but half of you did not have an opinion. So what we will do is, yes, that's what I was gonna say, Robert.
Thank you. You gotta keep it to 30 seconds.
Okay, let me make this perfectly clear. My initial comment did not consider the fact that Mike Evans had any interest in this job. And it is only now that I find that he does. So I will rescind my earlier conclusion, but that was based solely on experience, knowledge, and who would be most effective in carrying this through the term. So I will concede that Mike Evans, whom I didn't even have a consideration for by virtue of this position here today, that he even had an interest. So now that I know that Mike Evans had an interest, but Mike, how old are you?
74.
Okay, this will be your only term.
And I will sign it in blood.
Don't do that.
Keep all you got.
I didn't even ask her to say something, but, oh, did I? Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay, good. I look at it like this, I'm about the people. And I understand, I know Miss Evans really well, her son and my son played together. But at the end of the day, I still like to see where, there's so many people out here that we could look at, and I just don't want it. So in this room right now, we got a lot of cliques in here. And so I don't want it to get confused with the public that we have certain cliques that's gonna say this particular person or this particular person. Because it's quite a few guys in here that could fit that mold and could take that space. But as far as doing this process, I just wanna see it fairly done, you know, without the cliques that we have in here. And nothing against Mr. Evans or at all, because, you know, our kids played together. But at the end of the day, we just gotta make sure we get the right choice. And like I said, a lot of people saying this, that let's go ahead and pick somebody who's in there, but we already know what they wanna do. So, you know, and the word on the street is just terrible out here. So we need to clean the word up that's in the streets. It is terrible out here about what's gonna happen with this mayor position. And it doesn't look good. So we have got to come up, like, if this body here wants to say, we're gonna go for the Evans and put it out there, then that's what we need to do as a body. But we just need to make sure that we're fair about what we're doing. Thank you.
This body does not make statements on anything.
But I'd like to say that this is a start for us to come together and at least share why we feel certain people should be in positions. We should do more of this, the crowd should be larger, and we should have an action plan on how we're going to forge ahead on what needs to be done in Charlotte. We have too many people coming into Charlotte that's trying to lead us, and we have real good, excellent leaders already in Charlotte. So that being said, this is the beginning. We hope that you all continue to come to Tuesday Forum and let us all come to a conclusion. I don't know, like Natalie said, I didn't know Mike Evans, but she knows him now just based on us coming together and letting people see and understand and hear from him. So we've got to do more of this. We've got to have bigger crowds. This is the only way we're gonna make a difference in this community. And this was absolutely positively necessary. And we will find out whether those that are listening or those that are in here have heard what we are saying this morning is that we have identified our own. Nobody else picked him other than God for his name to be called so many times in here this morning. Let's not neglect that. Let's take it out of this room and to our other organizations, and to our churches. And I hope that other than Malcolm Graham, the other city council members who will be making a decision is listening to us this morning. This is a start for us.
I need to echo what Laura has said, and we do have Kimberly and we have Malcolm here, and they hear very well. So you guys have heard us. We're not saying, I respect what Jackie said, but you guys hear what the majority of the individuals in this room are saying. I want you to know, and I do have to say this, you don't have to have the experience. It helps to fulfill that. You need to have common sense. Good common, you need to be professional, and some of the things that Wilhelmina said. And I have a doctorate in common sense that I gave myself. I gave it to them myself. So there are people that I've heard in here today to say that they have aspirations to run. I hope you pursue that, young man. I hope that you guys pursue that. And I look around this room, there are so many individuals who are qualified, who are leaders. Gerald, Greg. I mean, it's just amazing. So please, let's start what Laura said. Let's start thinking about succession plans, because we don't do that. We do not do that. But today, I have had 5, 6 people call me about Mike Evans. Thank you.
I'm gonna say something a little bit different, because I heard what Steve said. He said it's about what the people want, what the people need. And personally, this is just a personal pet peeve I have about Davisford Road and the lack of economic development. And I think that the city council has some power to change some of that. I've been through 3 or 4 District 2 council people begging for economic development and help for Catherine Simmons. Now, I've been through 3 or 4 people, and it's still the same. So I really would like for the city council and the leadership to look at Catherine Simmons. That situation would never exist anywhere else in Charlotte. And to tell me that there's nothing they can do, I heard that from I'm hearing that from police officers. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. Yes, it is. So that's just my pet peeve. I want to see economic development, meaningful, not Family Dollar. Okay? I want to see meaningful, impactful economic development.
Quick question. What are we going to do going forward from here? We've made our recommendations, our suggestions and stuff. Now, how are we going to get this out in the community? And how are we going to get this to the council to say that we, community, want this person? We need to come up with a strategy. We're going to say we want something. We got to put a strategy together out of here to go forward. So think about that.
We got Dedrick over there.
And we have Kimberly in here that she does speak up at city council meeting. So we have 2 representatives from the media, one from the media and one that's on council. But we don't need to stop here. You all need to get it. You need to send your emails to your council person, your representatives, send it to the entire council. And I guarantee you some of them will be looking at this meeting today. And just to reiterate what Steve has said, we are Gary Young, Gary stand up, and Winston Robinson, and Robert Collins are young black males that we are changing the whole our whole process and how we do things with the Tuesday Forum because of these young men. And that's when Steve talks about this all the time. We're trying to get young people to come to Tuesday Forum, but we want them to show, and they're showing out on their leadership skills for us at Tuesday Forum. So we know that we're calling the 80, how old are you, Mike, 72, 73? The 73-year-olds, we have some 40 and 50-year-olds here, 30, 40, and 50-year-olds here. How old is your son, baby? He's 27, he's here. So we have young people that are coming up. We're not asking you to vote for them or nominate them, but we need to start this right now. We're starting it in this room. And from here on in, you need to, everyone that's here under the sound of my voice, you need to go out and encourage people to at least contact their city council member or their representative to tell them this is what we talked about. And this is what the majority of us that were in this room today felt would be good for our community at this time.
Hi. Good morning. My name is Mr. Kim. I'm not sure if you guys remember me or not. I ran for the mayor, very outspoken, and city council at large. What I wish for the next interim mayor or next mayor, it doesn't matter which party they belong to. I just really wish that they serve the city, not what the state tell them to do, and looking out for people that don't make it. Like the gentleman said, somebody from the street under 4 years old. I kind of agree with that. What I'm saying is, I want somebody to grow up in poverty, and they have to do their best to set a good example for younger generation, and they have a knowledge and experience. And I think that person will be the best to one. Actually, I'm very, very disappointed about the mayor by Lyle. Although I really like her, but I found out she had Alzheimer's disease and dementia. She already knew about it, but she ran for the mayor, and she.
Excuse me. You were not here, but we are not talking about or discussing our mayor.
What I'm saying is, if somebody come in here and older, I want them to make sure they can serve the full term.
Your time is up, thank you.
And we're not going to nominate you. Not today.
I'm gonna stand up when I say this, boy, she almost set me in a whole other pace, so let me just get it back where I'm going. I'm standing up only so Brother Evans, you can see me and Tuesday Forum. I am a videographer. I say this with humility. I'm a dang good videographer and filmmaker, and AI savvy, dangerous. It's just the truth, but I'm not bragging. Well, I said that to say this. Those skills and all that expertise is available to you. If you, for whatever you need, I got you. And the same thing applies to Tuesday Forum. Just piggybacking off what you said, how do we get the word out? Whatever I can do with my skills and expertise to help, just let me know. When I commit to something that's like a ham and egg sandwich, he's heard this before, it's like a ham and egg sandwich. The chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. That's me, and I live by that, so whatever I do, let me go. I got it.
Excuse me, pardon me. We're going to give Malcolm Graham a minute.
Do you want me to be your campaign manager?
Pardon me.
I'm talking to you.
Malcolm, I know you were outside taking care of some business, but we went around the room. Can you tell us a little bit about the potential process, either you or Kim, or Kim?
Yeah, and I apologize. I was taking care of a number of issues, and being a mayor or being a member of council is a job. and it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. And the interim mayor, or even the next mayor, we need someone who's willing to do the work, do the job, build consensus, and just not hold a position. My colleague, Kimberly, has done a critical job helping us do the job thus far. The mayor announced that she's leaving. Her last day is June 30th. The mayor pro tem will step in her absence until a temporary or interim mayor is named. We have not talked really specifically yet, other than the city attorney has outlined the process, which is the mayor pro tem will govern the city until an interim mayor is named. Has to be a member of the mayor's party, which is the Democratic Party, can be a member of council or within the community. That's the discretion of the council members. So that's as far as we've gone thus far, but it's only been 4 days. There is some talk that it may go through the governance and intergovernmental relations committee. Both Kimberly and I are members of that committee. I chair it. That's just hallway conversation. But we have not been given any explicit guidelines of how we're going to move forward as of yet. We have a $4.4 billion budget. The public hearing was last night that we have to vote on by the end of June. There's a small issue called I-77 South that we're still wrestling with. Data centers, borders of opportunity, public safety. So we're continuing to do the work. Part of that work plan is to identify a strategy for filling the position, and that's to be determined. Kimberly?
Thank you. Good morning, Tuesday Morning Forum. I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought I would let you know a little bit about what's in my headspace right now. Since the mayor's announcement, I have been reaching out to people who share two characteristics. First and foremost, I respect their political acumen, and secondarily, they have a love of Charlotte. And I'm not going to share that short list. Some of you are actually on it, and I haven't yet been able to connect with you over the last few days. But the question that I ask is not so much a who, it's a what. And it's the same question that started this conversation, is what are the skill sets that we need for this job? What are the things that really make a leader? And what I've consistently said is I want you to show me that you're a leader, not tell me that you're a leader, because I think there's a very big difference between those things. I think there's a lot of folks who are driven by the title of mayor, are driven by the fact that we are the 14th largest city, are driven by the fact that we got 157 people moving here a day. All those statistics, I think, can kind of pump up folks into a place where they may be skiing a bit beyond their skis. I'm hopeful that our media, and is Dedrick still in here? I don't know if he's still in here. I'm hopeful that our media will not only show the chaos. We actually get along a heck of a lot better than y'all think that we do. The immediate moment that there's a dissension or somebody votes a different way, the story goes that we hate each other, and that's not true. So yes, this is a lift for whoever comes in here as a mayor to really make their mark and do what they need to do to make the position their own, and I will respect him or her in all manner. But I don't know that we need to prepare them to think that they're gonna have to just herd cats in a way that the media portrays us as. We actually, again, do get along pretty decently. We have got our foibles. Each of us has our strengths and our weaknesses. But at the end of the day, I think we all do share those two things. We have political acumen and we love this city. And so I would ask all of you to give us a degree of grace. I commit to continue to be in these spaces where I can hear from folks. And I've heard, I know Mr. Evans, I've met him before. I'm collecting those names and those thoughts. And I'm curious. And that's where I need to start this journey, is with curiosity. So thank you for letting me be here, and I'm gonna continue to commit to come out. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Is there a legal or a procedural time frame in which you have to select the mayor?
I would say yes and no. I think it's been soft. as Councilmember Graham said, you know, we do have an expectation that Mayor Pro Tem would step in if there is a true period of time where we do not have a mayor. But I think the goal is gonna be to really do something in short order before Mayor Lyles moves on to her full retirement. Statutorily, I think the gentleman over here has run for mayor before it. We cannot consider an independent. We cannot consider a Republican. We will be considering a Democrat. To the point that was made earlier, if we choose somebody on council and it opens up a seat, for example, if we chose somebody who was at large, then that would create an at-large opening and we'd have the entirety of Charlotte to consider. If we consider somebody who's representing a district, then that district becomes the basis for which we would choose their replacement. So there are some steps that we would go through, but I fully anticipate that we will have somebody before Mayor Lyles assumes her full retirement.
Thank you, Kim. We will now have closing comments from our presenters today. If you could be as short as you can, because we've got to do announcements.
Mr. Evans, I'm gonna come to you last since everybody talking about it.
No, they don't even have 1 minute.
I think, I just say the people in this room have spoken. Now it's time for, as Mr. Lilly said, for action. And I offer myself to help Mr. Evans to pursue this opportunity to serve us for the interim. I think he would do an excellent, outstanding job. And I not only endorse him, I know of some business individuals who are in the community who also endorse it. So I look forward to dedicating my time to assist him.
Thank you.
I just want to emphasize that we have one mayor at a time, and if that person's interim, it's interim, if they're permanent, but one mayor at a time. And this is an opportunity to support someone who doesn't plan to run, but would be an excellent candidate for this one mayor at a time to work with the sitting council members, whom I think he knows all of them and respects them, respects their position. So I am offering myself to be his campaign manager.
You in Duval.
Well, I don't want to be the manager. Just the help.
Let me just say briefly that I am extremely humble and overcome with the support and the love that I felt this morning. I've had the opportunity to serve this community for a lot of years, always behind the scenes, always the person behind the camera. So it's a different feel to possibly be the king. But I pledge to you that if I am considered, I will give it my all. I do have the time, I do have the energy, and I love this city. Quick story. I moved to Charlotte in 1980. Didn't know a soul, had never been in the South before. Met a few of my fraternity brothers. They told me who I ought to meet. I met this young lady in February of 1981. We were married in September of 1981. So I don't mess around. But I want to thank you. However this comes out, and again, I truly believe there are a number of people who can serve this position, do a great job. If I'm so blessed to be honored to serve, I'm willing to do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll now open it up for announcements. We need to have all of it on tape within the next 7 minutes. So if you can give a short announcement.
Just a quick announcement for any of you who may leave here and go say the Tuesday Morning Forum decided anything, you're a liar. Tuesday Morning Forum is just that. We present information to you, you take it back to whom it needs to go, and let you all make the decision. Don't say the Tuesday Morning Forum endorsed Mike or me or anybody. That would be a lie.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Hey y'all, Jasmine here. We have organized a Charlotte Teen Talk tonight
at the Stratford,
Richardson's.
thank you, YMCA. So if you got a teen in high school, 8th through 12th grade, go ahead, send them there. We're trying to get more feedback and insight from what the teens want and need in Charlotte. So please send them there for some conversation and free food.
What time?
Tonight at 6.
On May 21st, Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, we are having a community impact celebration at Central Piedmont. I have passed out flyers for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So please, if you're interested in attending, Seth Bennett from the Hornets is our keynote speaker. And we will be celebrating partners who have done a lot to provide resources to our families and children. And also coming up, you will get a flyer in a week about a community celebration for the Excelsior. It will be held on the 28th of May. And what's that church? The church on First Baptist West, but more information is forthcoming. We want the community to come out and celebrate the fact that the Excelsior will be coming back.
Hello, you all. If you've not heard, Governor Westmore will be in town this weekend, and there is going to be a canvas, and Carissa Moore said she needs 3 more volunteer leaders for that canvas, and there's going to be a training for that. And also, there will be a meet and greet for Governor Westmore on Sunday from 6 to 8. I'm going to pass around a QR code, so sign up, because it's a small room, so it will likely fill up fast. All right.
Good morning. I want you to put on your calendar, save the date for October the 24th, our Kings and Queens Gala. And a lot of quite a few people in this room is in that book. And so we have a new book that's coming out. It's in the press right now. And so I want y'all to make sure that you save that date, Miss Ivory, October 24th, okay? And some of the rest of you that's in here, Mary and Laura and Jackie, all of y'all. And some of you guys too. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just want a quick announcement. Aspire Community Capital is hosting our first Community Expo this Saturday, May 16th at West Charlotte High School. It's gonna be fun, it's free, again, free. There are gonna be food vendors, lots of fun for your kids and your family. Please come out and enjoy the time. This is an opportunity for us to really highlight local entrepreneurs in the area. So again, thank you, West Charlotte High School, this Saturday from 9 until 3 p.m. And it's free 99, so come join.
Any other announcements?
Right.
Okay.
Good morning, Dedrick Russell, representing the Charlotte Area Association of Black Journalists. I want you to save the date, November 7th. We're having a scholarship brunch in honor of our colleague, Steve Crump, who has been a long time journalist here in Charlotte. Our organization will be presenting a $2,500 college scholarship for someone who is majoring in journalism. So save the date, November 7th. Tickets go on sale June 1st. Thank you.
Good morning, y'all. Save the date this Saturday, 9 to 11. We're going to be helping out Mr. Wayne Johnson at St. Lloyd Cemetery, doing a cleanup and honoring the folks over there just outside of Greer Heights. That's going to be a part of a group called the North Carolina African American Cemetery Network that spun off from all the work we've done at Cedar Grove, and also mark the date for Memorial Day and come out and celebrate with us that day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you.